From Windsor-Tecumseh.
Thank you, Speaker. My question this morning is to the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure. Good morning, Minister. Thank you for acknowledging the birth of my granddaughter, Katana. Speaker, the Minister has said that as soon as he found out that the girders on the Herb Gray Parkway were faulted, he acted immediately. Does the Minister still stand by that statement?
Thank you. Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. It's interesting that the gentleman opposite put out a statement, but he left one page out of all the documents he released. He neglected to share with the media this one note. Although the note reflects that the Minister's office staff were present in meetings, it should be noted that discussions at those meetings focused on project milestones and evolving issues related to the project agreement. There was not sufficient information during the time periods referenced in the note to make definitive recommendations to the Minister or his staff regarding the safety and durability of the girders. Further, the Minister's office staff were briefed on the safety and durability issues regarding girders of the Herb Gray Parkway on June 14, 2013, and the Minister briefed on June 19, 2013 for the first time, Mr. Speaker. That's the piece of paper you kind of forgot. The other reason is, Mr. Speaker, I actually heard about this outside of government in the month previous, and when I researched it, I addressed this with my Deputy Minister the first week of June, which is when she organized the review and discovered the...
Thank you. Supplementary.
Well, according to documents released through a Freedom of Information request, both the offices of the Premier and the Minister knew that girders were not up to code and posed a threat to safety before they were installed. The Minister's office learned about the substandard girders in December of 2012. High-level bi-weekly meetings were held afterwards to discuss them. The meetings included senior staff within the Minister's office, and as early as in April, the Executive Director of Policy in the Premier's office was sent the minutes of these meetings. Is the Minister saying that senior staff in his own office, the same people, the same senior staff where Minister Shirelli held the
Question.
did not tell him about public safety concerns on the largest infrastructure project in Ontario's history that he's responsible for?
Thank you. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm saying even more than that. Not only is that wrong, Mr. Speaker, it was my office that first heard of the problem from people outside of government. When I went to my Deputy Minister the first week of June, she told me she was unaware of the problem, as was the Deputy Minister of Infrastructure. It never actually landed. As a result of my inquiries, Mr. Speaker, a briefing was held for my staff on the 14th. I'll even go further for the honourable member. If you actually go through the paperwork, you will find that the public administration was divided about whether there was a safety issue until late August, when I ordered independent destructive testing and it was revealed that one of the girders was faulty. That was the last week of August, Mr. Speaker. There's your paper trail. If you want to tell the whole paper trail, then I think just for integrity reasons you would release all the information, Mr. Speaker.
Final supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. Again to the Minister. We know that senior advisors from the Minister's office were in meetings that discussed the problem girders, and that senior advisors in the Premier's office were being sent minutes of the bi-weekly girder meetings as early as in April, and possibly even earlier. Does the Minister expect people of this province to believe that senior advisors or the Premier's senior advisors didn't alert him to a potential scandal surrounding faulty girders being installed on this project?
Thank you. Minister.
So, Mr. Speaker, I have respect for the member opposite, and I think the truth matters, Mr. Speaker. The note, which I have here, Mr. Speaker, and I will gladly send over to him, clearly and explicitly says that any discussions prior to June 14th were not about safety issues. They were about commercial applications of the project and had nothing to do with safety issue, and the member knows that. The member also knows that it wasn't until the last week of August that there was even a consensus amongst public officials that there in fact was a safety problem, and it wasn't until I ordered independent testing in late July that resulted in the girders being destroyed that we actually discovered that. My question, Mr. Speaker, is where was the opposition? I was doing your job. The member from Windsor West, Mr. Speaker, raised this issue before, and it sounds like the member for Tecumseh is trying to play catch-up, Mr. Speaker.